Hello everyone, my name is Cole and welcome back to episode 2 of my Transport Fever 2 Let's Play series. In this episode, we're going to do a bit of polishing on the fuel line we established last episode. From there, we'll start looking towards getting our passenger line established and hopefully getting the 2 first stations completed. Enjoy the episode. To start with, we'll repay some of the loan and keep that down as far as possible. Moving on here. Out of our 3 lines, 2 of them are making a profit with the train line leading the way. The rate's currently sitting at about 64 at the moment. Train line's about 94. Keep in mind that is only half on the way back though. We'll probably need to look at upping the train rates to try and match the truck rate. So to start with here, just going to expand the double track all the way to the station, and we're going to hopefully add a 3rd and maybe later a 4th train onto the line. With the line now expanded, we can look to adding a 3rd train. We'll start by taking out a bit of money here. Then we'll duplicate the train. And finally repay what we don't use so we don't incur too much interest. Now that the train line is making a very nice profit and we've got some money saved up, we're going to look at starting our passenger line. We're going to aim to place our stations in the centre of the town to get the best access and have the towns grow up around the station. station may be placed, but unfortunately we're not done with it yet. We'll need to wait for our money to build back up to do further editing on the town and adding better access to the station. Next up, we need to work out how we're going to connect the passenger line onto the oil line before we branch back off towards the first town. We'll need to get rid of these roads in the way here, which will be fine since there's still plenty of houses around for it to regrow. And just add a little segment onto the end here so we don't get a level crossing. Before we can start with the intersection, we need to make sure we've double tracked all the way up to the station here. We'll need to wait for this train to move on to the second track before we can make the adjustment. We'll need to wait to place the remaining signals, as we don't want any weird queuing if the signals are placed incorrectly. We need to look at linking our depot back up to the train line. I don't think we're going to be able to do that here, as the trains are only going to be going out one way straight into the station. We need to have it so it's pointing back to the rest of the line. Quick look at our lines, we can see we're all in profit. Moving on to our second station, we're going to look at placing the station in the center of the town. Let's get bulldozing. With the station placed, we're going to connect up the roads on the outskirts of the town, just so they build in a more predictable and convenient manner. Now for the fun part, connecting the tracks up. We're going to keep this a mostly single tracked line to start off, until we can get some passengers moving from both cities. Looks like we'll have to get a tunnel in here as well, so it should make for a nice interesting journey. Let's go. With the second station connected up, we just got to place our depot back down so we can place trains again. Now to buy the train. Probably just going to go with one locomotive, with 3 or 4 carriages to start with. Probably go with 3 to start, and then up to 4 later. And just like that, our first passenger line begins. So just a quick look and we can already see we've got plenty of passengers waiting. This is already a very good sign that this line is going to be very profitable. We can see that our oil well is now trying to ship 400 of crude oil over to the oil refinery. However, unfortunately, our fuel refinery has not upgraded just yet. The rate on our trains is not quite high enough. As you can see, they're only at about 140, meaning there's only 70 oil coming back, as it is a 2-to-1 ratio for crude oil to oil. To help fix this, we'll add an extra carriage onto each train and then duplicate that. We also want to keep the rates of the oil delivery line to the fuel refinery as close to 100 as possible to maximize the efficiency. We can also see here that the town is now demanding more fuel, so we can increase the rate on our fuel delivery line into the town. We'll add a couple more trucks onto each line here, just to make sure we future-proof these lines a little bit. With that little bit of maintenance out of the way, we're going to move on to expanding the second station. And since our passenger train is doing a lot better than we anticipated, we'll add that 4th carriage onto it now. I must say, I didn't expect the passenger line to be this successful so early on. I'm very excited to see how much money this can bring in the future. That being said, got some nice plans for more expansion in the next episodes. Take care everyone. See you all in the next episode.